All right, and we are live. Hello po sa lahat ng mga sasali sa ating kwentuhan ngayong umaga. Good morning. I'm just gonna share sa ibang mga groups and ano po, Facebook wall. Yan. Good morning. Please join us for today's Chikahan at Kwentuhan with Teacher K Talks. Yan, share natin siya. You can also comment on the comment section where you're joining us from para i-shoutout namin kayo. Yan. Good morning sa mga nag-join. Hello po. Yan. Happy Women's Month sa lahat po ng mga magjo-join sa atin. Yan, we're gathering our audience. Please help us by sharing this FB Live to your groups and FB wall po, so that many can watch our kwentuhan for this morning, this Sunday morning. Ayan. Hello po. Hi, Mami April. Hi, Mami Lourdes. Thank you for joining us. Ayan, comment lang po kayo dyan. Or kung may maisip kayong mga katanungan habang nagkukwentuhan tayo this Sunday morning with Teacher K. And please, don't forget to share po sa mga groups and sa FB wall ninyo para mapanood din ng iba. Oh, yeah, sure. Ayan. Hello po. You can also chat kung saan po kayo. Kami ni Teacher K ay parehong nasa Quezon City sa mga panahong ito. Yan. Patuloy po nating isama sa mga panalangin natin yung nagaganap sa Middle East na kaguluhan, and we pray for the safety of everyone, lalo na yung mga kababayan natin na nandun po. So please include that in your prayers na matapos na at magkaroon na po ulit ng maibalik na yung kapayapaan at mag-resume na yung mga activities, daily normal activities nila, such as yung mga flights na na-cancel. And ang dami kong nababasa sa Facebook na namumroblema kung paano i-reroute or kung paano sila makakauwi. Kasi yung iba kailangan mag-isip ng hindi dadaan sa Middle East, which will be very costly, sobrang mahal. Hello po, Mami Marge! Thank you po for joining us. Ayan, sige. So, i-introduce ko na po. Actually, parang hindi naman kailangan ng introduction ng guest ko. But I am so grateful and thankful for our guest today that she said yes to my invitation. So, Teacher K is a speech language pathologist and has been practicing since 2013, supporting children, adults, and families through evidence-based neurodiversity affirming therapy. And her work focuses on empowering households with practical communication strategies that can be carried into everyday life, helping individuals develop meaningful ways to connect with the people around them. Kay's approach is shaped not only by her clinical training, but also by her lived experience as a neurodivergent professional with ADHD, which gives her a unique perspective in developing flexible, individualized strategies for each person and family that she works with. Alongside her clinical career, Teacher K has a background in professional performance, including years as a theater actor and singer. These experiences have strengthened her ability to lead an audience, adapt in the moment, and create environments where children feel safe, engaged, and understood. Today, she brings together her skills in communication, therapy, and music to write original Filipino children's songs that are both educational and engaging, an extension of her advocacy to make language learning joyful, accessible, and culturally meaningful. And everyone, let's all welcome Teacher K. You can unmute. Ay, I said ask. Yan. Hello, Teacher
Hello.
K. Good
Hello, good morning,
morning.
Joy.
Ayan.
Okay, ayan. Nagde-decide tayo kung anong pag-uusapan natin.
Sabi mo
So, nung
magko-comment
una,
ka dun
magko-comment
sa
ako dun sa intro kasi gusto ko, gusto kong magkwento about yung path ko since 2013 and baka kasi makarelate yung mga ibang kung may clinicians na nanonood sa atin or
nandiyan si
makanood ng
Teacher
replay.
Jack. Teacher
Hi,
Jack,
hi,
shoutout
Teacher
natin si Our
Jack.
Learning Corner.
Yeah.
Hello.
So, nung 2013 na nag-graduate ako, kasi 'di ba nakalagay sa intro ko na evidence-based neurodiversity affirming practices. And I want to reflect on that kasi always naman evidence-based. I think yan yung tatak ng camp na i-drill talaga sa'yo. Kailangan gumawa ka ng um, may patunay ng effective, 'di ba? Ang medyo nagbago from that is so for years sa sobrang compliance ko sa evidence-based and I think effect yan ng growing up undiagnosed ADHD. Medyo may ano ako with authority na minsan, parang to a point where I see that it makes sense, grabe yung sense of compliance ko. Pero kapag hindi ko makita yung sense in something, nagiging rebelde ako. I think both of them come into play or napansin ko siya nagre-reflect sa practice ko. What do I mean? So like I said, evidence-based always. It became the starting point and the only thing for me in years to the point na nagiging rigid ako.
Mhm.
So sa mga hindi nakakaalam ng mga families dyan, ang ADHD ay maraming similar qualities as autism. And in fact, my psychologist, when I got my late diagnosis, said that I also have autism markers that I should explore. Anyway, so naging rigid ako dun sa pagka-evidence-based na kapag let's say I come across a child or a case na hindi ko mahanapan ng evidence that particularly suits that family's case or that child's case, para ako nag-short circuit sa loob na, hindi ko alam kung ano gagawin ko. So, yung panic ko nagiging burnout ba? Parang ganun yung experience ko.
Dating.
So eventually, and I think mostly sa pandemic ko to na pag-reflectan talaga. Kasi Hindi ko alam kung may ganong view din yung mga families na sinusupport natin on how it is, how it feels on our end, where once mag-start ka kasi mag-practice, dahil ang konti-konti naming speech pathologist sa Pilipinas, tuloy-tuloy na po yan. Like, hindi ka titigil kasi laging puno yung slots mo. So, the challenge also becomes na nagiging medyo robot ka kung hindi ka ganun ka-mindful, which nangyari sa akin. Nawala yung mindfulness ko because I felt like I had to do things this way, this way. Nagiging routine, nagiging automated yung practice ko because of necessity of having to do a caseload of like, what, 20 plus in a week. Hindi ko alam, ilang caseload mo, Teacher Joy?
Ay ngayon sobrang mas mababa kasi single mom
Na
tapos
at saka
parenting
tele ka, 'di ba?
duties. Yeah.
But so ganon. So, I'm just giving you context where ko dinadala tong conversation. So, eventually, after the pandemic na nagka-time akong mag-research ulit, nagka-time ako to really reflect on bakit ako na-burnout dahil sa pagpilit ko in certain practices that I thought would suit my clientele pero hindi na pala at hindi pala I wasn't keeping up sufficiently with my continuing education doon para akong nag-plateau and nag-burnout. So nung pandemic, with all that time, nakapagbasa ako ulit, daming research. Like, syempre hindi ako masyado nakapag-attend ng maraming actual certifications, right? But like, I read so voraciously. Wow, word for the day, voraciously. I
Yeah.
read so much about new research. It's parang nabukas ulit yung diwa ko na, oh my gosh. And then, at the time, 2020, dun nabukas yung isip ko sa mga neurodiversity affirming practices. And, you always have empathy, but hearing about frameworks that center on neurodiversity. So sa mga hindi nakakalam, ang neurodiversity ay ang pagtanggap sa realidad na iba-iba lang talaga ang paggawa sa atin, sa ating mga utak. And therefore, iba-iba rin yung klaseng ways natin na intindihin yung mundo, gaano kabilis tayo matuto, anong mga paraan tayo natututo. So, when you stop chasing goals that you were made to believe children are supposed to catch up to neurotypical patterns if they are neurodivergent, mag-iiba talaga kung pag-isipan mo talaga siya ng malalim, kahit siguro marinig mo siya 1 or 2 times, sabihin mo, oh, syempre, you feel like, of course I believe that. But yung amount of sa puso nung iisipin mo lahat ng actions mo to follow through that belief that I'm not getting children to match a standard, but helping them really find the best, the most of their potential right now. Ano yung pinakamakakaya nitong batang to right now? Kaya for me, ang tagal ko so my goal writing changed. I don't know about you, Teacher Joy, if you went through this change or because you have children, mas napag-isip-isipan mo ba to nung bata sila? But ako, so mga parang 7 years pa lang akong, really consciously thinking through this framework na, oh my gosh, hindi, I have to change the way I write goals such na I just want them to start, I just want them to talk in longer phrases, for example. Disregarding ano ba yung skills talaga nila. I mean, if you're a good clinician, hindi naman talaga ganun kalayo yung goal writing. I meant that as an exaggerated example of how when some clinicians become so fixed in their ways, hindi na nila napag-iisipan properly yung best goals to tackle kasi ang nagiging goal is talking. Goal is going to a regular school. And for me, sobrang arbitrary na it just changed my whole worldview. And not just in my practice, but in the way that I deal with people. For example, nakakahaba siya ng pasensya thinking na kung may nakakam across ka na tao na parang hindi kayo nagkakaintindihan, kung mabilis, kasi feeling mo, pareho naman kaming matanda na, di ba? Pero hindi mo alam yung background ng tao. What if hirapal talaga siya makaintindi pala? What if meron siyang undiagnosed learning disability? Meron pala siyang auditory processing disorder. Because ma-realize mo, pagtanggalin mo yung lens of pag-diagnosed ka, may disability ka. Pag hindi ka diagnosed, wala kang disability. Naintindihan ko lang mas lalo nung nakuha ko yung disability label ko ba. Para banggit, parang, kasi even that, ang tagal-tagal kong resist yung magpa-diagnose ako. Because I was always making excuses for myself. I was always saying, kasi pumasok pa lang ako, first year pa lang ako ng SLP. Naisip ko na talaga, di ba, mayroon tayong overview of the disorders that we're gonna help, di ba? Parang it's one of our first major courses. So napag-usapan talaga nung ADHD. Sabi ko talaga, ay, parang ako to. Sabi ko, bakit? Parang hindi naman yan disability. Kasi ganyan ako pero, tingnan mo ako, nagka-college ako. And then eventually, padagdag lang ng padagdag yung reason ko na, paano naman ako ito nakadalawang degree pa nga ako. Paano naman ako may ADHD kung ang dami-dami ko ngang na-juggle na jobs at the same time. Pero pag binalikan ko yun, pag-reflect mo, oh my gosh, ableist ako. I mean, I did not want to accept the fact that I could be disabled and still be successful. And it hindered my own acceptance and diagnosis of myself. So now mag-change yung view ko on how to deal with children that might be having the same difficulties. Ba't ako naiyak?
Yeah. Kasi share mo yung personal journey mo of how you've been there. And nabanggit mo yung ableism, 'di ba? Kasi
Yeah.
isa rin yan sa mga common terms na medyo cloudy or vague na hindi natin napapansin. And eto po yun sometimes if you're not aware, meron kang mga ableist biases. Ikaw mismo, like I do, and most of
Yeah.
us don't even realize it. Kasi
Yeah.
kumbaga yun yung typical na expectations po sa atin na yung para sa majority. Pero katulad na lang, I just want to mention, Cat out of the box. It's a doctor in a wheelchair. And grabe yung ano niya. Grabe rin yung, i-follow niyo po siya, Cat KAT, out of the
Yeah.
box. Kasi grabe din yung pinapakita niya sa atin na ito yung buhay ng isang physically disabled person and
Yeah.
how
Napapakita niya
limiting.
how inaccessible the
Correct.
city is.
Correct. Totoo. 'Di ba yung mga ganito teach na we put forward and we want to empower and inform the general public about it so that we can make kahit small changes katulad nun yung mga ableist biases natin mak-reflect natin sa sarili natin. Sige, go on Teacher Kay.
Hindi, wala lang. So, yun, kasi diba kanina nagde-decide tayo ang pag-uusapan natin. Sabi ko, alam mo, nung binasa mo pa lang ulit yung short intro, may comment ako agad. Sabi ko, I was not always neurodiversity affirming. So I guess ang gusto kong take home ng sana nanonood is, you first have to accept where are you in your neurodiversity understanding right now. And it's okay to say that you're not, because it's a process and it can be learned with education. I would not have gotten to the point na nag-reflect ako at whatever kung hindi ako nagbasa-basa ng ito na pala nangyayari sa mundo. May pangalan pala yung mga experiences na ganito. So always naman, ang call ko sa mga followers ko is, let's learn to be critical thinkers. And even the process of telling people to be critical thinking, I'm still constantly learning to be a more critical thinker with every choice I make sa language ko, sa mga words na chino-choose ko. Ganyan din, part of why kasama yan sa how I do therapy. So for my children who do higher order, or ang goals namin ay higher order language, sa mga hindi nakakaalam, ang higher order language includes things like understanding cause and effect, reasoning, narratives, etc. Hindi yan natural sa maraming tao. Because kung i-break down mo lahat ng skills na yan, may mga sub-skills na bago makarating doon, dapat na master mo na yung mga ibang skills sa ilalim nun. So, kasama to, without using the term critical thinking, ganyan ko pinoprompt yung mga kids ko when I want them to think, is there a better word for what I say? Kasi diba, I don't know, I'm sure you've experienced the same things. A lot of autistics, diba, have a tendency to have very creative ways of choosing their words kasi hirap sila sa figurative thinking or yung hindi literal. So even things like, for example, ang word that they're trying to think of is a shower. Pero hindi nila ma-retrieve yung word na shower. So sa kanila, it's an indoor rain. Ewan ko kung, di ba, yung
Yeah.
ganyang experience where
They
ang
will
ganda
describe
actually.
it correct as something else because they cannot exactly recall the exact
Or
word for
retrieve
it. Yeah.
probably the easier word for neurotypicals is not easy for them to retrieve because shower doesn't sound like anything. I mean, diba? But rain does. Rain is easier to remember because I see it maybe falling from the sky with more emotion. Kasi kunyari, umulan tas nasa labas ka, so may emotional memory ka pa dun sa rain na, hindi ako pwedeng mabasa. So mas maalala mo yung rain. So indoor rain, for example. So when children, when I'm processing and prompting children who use creative language, and I don't necessarily shoot down creative use of language. Kung sa akin naiintindihan ko, indoor rain, acknowledge ko, oh, that's such a cool way of saying it. And then I say, but what if people don't understand indoor rain? Because does it really rain indoors? What other ways can we say indoor rain? That's practicing critical thinking already for your kids where, diba? Okay, so I'm thinking about somewhere that leaks water out of my bathroom, for example. So it's something in the bathroom. Is it on the floor? Is it on the counter? Or is it on the wall, for example? So prompting them to find the answer with their resources and experiences helps them to be a critical thinker. And I did that for myself. I've been therapying myself pala since I was a child because this is how I processed things. So, yun lang. I mean, gusto ko lang pala ikwento yun.
Yeah, no, but also teach when you said yung neurodiversity, understanding it is a process. Sobrang yun yung naisip ko na I want to highlight also or add more kasi even yung mga parents natin ito yung hindi napapansin. Sometimes pag na-diagnose na yung kid natin, so game, alam na natin na meron silang condition or meron silang difference, right? Pero ito yung example ko ng paano tayo nagkakaroon ng ableist or yung related sa ableism biases. Kasi sometimes pagdating sa anak natin, we are more understanding. But when we see it on other people, ano ba yan? Ang ingay-ingay naman ng batang yun. Ano ba yan? Parang napabayaan yun. So, hindi mo napapansin na, wait, pareho kayong
May
malamang.
biases ka pa rin.
Yeah. Pareho kayong malamang. Probably kaya ganun yung tantrums ng batang yun. Must be na overwhelmed siya, may sensory concern siya, and probably in the neurodiversity population, di ba? Pero, pag sa anak mo, mas ano ka, forgiving, mas open, mas understanding. Pero when it comes to others, hindi mo napapansin na hindi pa rin pala. Diyan po lumalabas yung mga context na, ay, yung anak ko hindi naman kasing lala. Mga ganyan, di ba, Teach? Yung mga ganong comparison, hindi naman ganyan yung anak ko, ay grabe naman yan. Hindi mo napapansin, ikaw, meron ka pa rin ng ganong ableist bias na kung talagang nag-move forward tayo to neurodiversity affirming thinking and framework, ma-let go natin yung mga yun eh. Mas maiintindihan mo na they probably are just experiencing something else for that day. That's too much, di ba? Na hindi mo sila madi-discriminate based dun sa certain situation na na-observe mo. Ano masasabi mo doon, Teach? Ay, nawala yung ano mo, mic mo. Nawala, Teach. Ayan, okay na.
Hello, hello?
Ayan, okay na. You're back.
Baka nahigit ko. I guess I agree, but let's explain muna in case yung ibang followers mo ay hindi pa familiar sa term na ableist or ableism. So, syempre, ang root word natin, sige nga guys, type in the root word, charot. So, able, it stems
Yeah.
from the word able where ang pag-iisip ba natin ay base pa rin sa um, systems in society that are designed for the able-bodied or able-minded, 'di ba? So things like 'di ba binanggit na nga ni Joy kanina yung isang influencer who is showing the daily challenge of navigating a city with her mobility disability, meaning hirap siyang hindi siya makalakad. Actually, hindi pala ako ganun ka-familiar. Kung hindi talaga siya makalakad or mabilis mapagod yung muscles niya, I can't remember. So, um, when we have ableist mindsets where we expect people to perform in certain ways, conforming to our idea that everybody should be equally able. And because mahirap yan i-dissect because we grew up in a world that's ableist. And ngayon pa lang nagkaka-increased awareness that, well, maybe it's the system that's lacking in support. This is coming from the biopsychosocial model of disability and management. So, nanggaling po kasi tayo sa medical model of disability and management where, yan, yung mga pervasive na traditional thinking that if you have a disability, your therapy should make you catch up to what is typical looking. But the other extreme version of medical model is social model of disability and management. Ito naman, sobrang extreme expectations from society where actually dapat walang disability kung may access for all. Parang hindi naman posible yun, di ba? Hindi ako believer in pure, extreme social model. Kasi, of course, there are disabilities regardless of
Correct.
your environment. Kasi kung pinanganak ako, nakalhati lang, let's say, yung brain matter ko. That happens to mga children na
Certain condition.
walang kulang ng oxygen sa pagbubuntis, etc. Obviously, kahit na bigay sa'yo lahat nung access and support, there will be less chances for you to perform your life tasks, your occupations, independently, di ba? So, yun ang pinakamalayo for me, yung dalawang extreme, medical and social. And there's like a happy in between of biopsychosocial model, which is the model that I pattern my practice, where there are disabilities, there are also the world is also exactly lacking in accommodations, and that's what we want to bridge. Not to make people everybody neurotypical, because that's not possible, but to give everybody the chance at a beautiful, full quality of life. Yeah, so
Yes.
that's my
Whatever their condition is, 'di ba? I-shout out lang natin si Mayor Vincent Rochas
ay,
watching.
andyan
Ma
pala si boss eh. Boss ko
yeah,
yan eh.
correct.
Mm.
Si Mami Ina and si Mami Isa.
Mami
Mami
Ina!
Lee, hello po. Salamat po si Mami Julien. Thank you for joining sa lahat po ng mga
Mami
ayan
Lee naman.
nagko-comment. Comment po kayo diyan para i-shout out po
Ay,
namin kayo sa aming chikahan. And thank you for joining us. Please do share our chikahan para marami rin po sa inyong mga followers or mga friends niyo yung tune in sa pinag-uusapan natin. Pero
yeah.
yun, correct, Teach. Totoo yung point mo dyan. Wait, dahil grinita natin yung boss mo, i-plug na rin natin ang Always Therapy Center
Oh,
sa
sure.
Circle Verde. Yeah,
Okay.
you want to...
Okay, so meron po akong I'm part of a team na nag-open ng center na with developmental pediatricians. Ako yung SLP. Sa mga ibang SLP dyan, you might want to join me kasi mag-isa pa
Yes.
lang po ako.
QC po, Circle Verde.
Yeah, and occupational therapy and physical therapy and the special education for tutoring services, but also mainly for integration in the community. So, yeah, we are in the Strip, Circulo Verde, Bagong Bayan, Quezon City. Sa mga nakakaalam po ng Eastwood, nandun po kami sa likod. Yeah, yun lang. Yun lang.
Yeah, but do check kasi yung recent na nakita ko naman, pero feeling ko wala pa nito. Shoutout ko si Miss Janine, kasi Miss Janine did a short video dahil doon nag-start si Jaden, yung youngest niya, ng OT.
Si Miss
And
Janine ay,
I
si Miss Janine.
IEP specialist na ano din, content
Oh.
creator. She was she was scouting kasi recently lang na-diagnose yung youngest niya.
Pumasok
And they
siyang
were looking
always?
for and gumawa agad siya. Hello, gumawa agad siya ng plug. Ang ganda-ganda. Ang ganda ng ginawa niyang clip saying na of all
Ah,
the clinics that she tried and like did an ocular inspection, she went where she believes her son will be seen as who he is and not be pushed to, to standards of society. Ang ganda ng ginawa niya. I-share ko sa'yo later. Pero shout
thank you
out
so
natin si
much,
Miss
mommy.
Janine. Hello po, Mami Lorraine, Mami Gia. Ayan, nagko-comment sila. Pwede daw bang mag-apply Daddy Vincent Rocha, taga-cheer daw. Si Mami Lee. For
Full-time ba
always.
yan?
For Always Therapy Center. Pero yun nga, yung for today, we just want to continue to empower, yun nga, our community and people, lalo na po this Women's Month. Alam, di ba, ang daming ganap ngayon, Teach Kabi-Kabilaan, na ko po, mapapashake my SMH ka, shake my head na lang talaga sa mga kaganapan na nangyayari pa, lalo na,
Oo, sa
especially this
mundo, ano?
month, correct. And this month pa is like sa atin na lang, di ba, yung mga viral things na nangyayari against women. And yun, we are here to also continue to encourage and empower yung mga kababaihan na tayo mismo, let's kumbaga yung standards that we set for ourselves and for our younger kids, napakahalaga nun that we stand up for that kasi we want to continually raise the next generation na may better ways of dealing and sharing the space with other women din, yung mga daughters natin today and mga girls, mga students natin na i-raise natin, not to just be silenced kapag may mga abuse na nangyayari or mga unfair treatment na nangyayari sa workspaces, sa family, or sa group of friends, diba, Teach? Yung recent kasi, I'm talking about the recent viral issue with Ann Curtis and what happened,
Yeah.
'di ba? Yeah. So to say that we want to empower our kids and also for us to teach yung mga new generation boys, 'di ba? Yung mga sons natin how to be respectful.
And I think papasok dyan yung isa sa mga therapy technique na pinaka-importante in the household, which is accepting that you are the models. Whether you like it or not, kayo yung models ng mga anak nyo for language, for behavior, etc. So, going back to what we started talking about kanina about mindfulness, that my neurodiversity affirming path really started with my own mindfulness. And if we are mindful about all aspects, kasama na yan dyan eh, about how we model properly. Kasi for example, watch what you say kapag nakat yung kotse nyo ng ibang kotse. And then, do you realize if isa ka dun sa mga babae kasi yung driver eh. It's these little comments that you may not be aware of na napipick up yan ng mga bata. Because one of the greatest language acquisition factors is how you model things. Especially when you say them with emotions, because associations with emotions are mas tumatatak sa memory. Yan pa yung makikita nyong matatandaan ng mga anak ninyo. So, yung mga pagmumura, syempre, very emotive
Correct.
ang pagmumura. If you say it that way, kaya nagtataka yung mga tao, ay, nakakatawa naman, ang nagaya pa niya ay yung P-word, ganyan. Hindi nakakatawa, science yun, mami. Kasi, kung galit na galit kang sinabi mo, malutong yung pagkakamura mo, mas kakapit yung anak nyo doon. Kasi, ay, parang intense yung feeling ni mami doon ah. Magaya nga. Ano kayang reaction makukuha ko? So, being aware of all those little things is part of language learning.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah, and ang napakahalaga din po, no, for us din na may mga boys naman in the family that we're raising, no, yun nga, to put a standard na maging respectful din. Yung isa sa nabasa ko, sinasabi niya, if you're in a group na may nag-butt in ng joke about a woman na pwedeng disrespectful, and some would not say anything or would laugh or would add, even sila considered accomplice sila in supporting that system. Kasi walang
Yeah.
nag-stand up, walang nagsabi na that was disrespectful, you should say sorry or apologize for it. As long as no one stands up kapag may mga ganyang jokes against women, yun yung minomodel natin, yun yung ipinapasa natin sa mga younger generation. So let it be known na whenever you're in a circle or an environment and you hear a respectful statement or remark against someone, you can say something. 'Di ba? You cannot let it just pass. Kasi kapag passive ka, kapag tumahimik ka, you're supporting that system.
Okay. So, if now, I'm thinking naman in the lens of, what if these things happen, and an autistic teen who already knows, I don't agree with that, but how do I react? Because, diba, a lot of, yung social integration na natin for our older autistic clients, it's really, hirap na nga sila, may language load na sila in finding the right words. They have difficulty pa expressing themselves na hindi sila mag-come off, very offensive, or sila mismo yung paaway. There's also teaching through social scripts, mga families. So if you have children na nandito na sa level na to, do role-playing with them when they can't understand or they can't figure out for themselves, how do I react properly in a situation like this? So, tayo, Teacher Joy, mag-role-play tayo kunwari. Si Teacher Joy ay ang recipient ng pangbabastos. Andun ako sa eksenang yon as mommy, at yung anak ko who maybe wants to speak out or whatever, what scripts can we say? Because let's give extreme examples para makakapili yung mga bata or yung mga individuals. Ano ba kasi part of teaching reasoning is starting with seeing consequences. So give them lots of social situations where, hindi ako nag-a-agree doon. Thought process to hindi agree ka ba doon? Ako kasi hindi ako nag-a-agree. Pero kung pagalit din ako, ano namang ituturo? How does that look to other people? Kasi kung bigla akong nakipag-away, ang itsura naman nun sa iba, ay pala-away, hindi naman siya yung kausap. So how? What are our other options? Baka pwedeng sabihin, I heard that and I disagree. So, being like objective or whatever. And we think, nakakatawa naman yan, i-roleplay nyo pa. ganun eh. Because
Correct.
ganun talaga. Yun yung social difficulties nga of some of our clientele. And these are the strategies that really help them. Dramatization, um, watching things together, and then
And
processing
discussing, yes.
after.
Super,
Yeah.
super. Correct po
Ikaw,
yun.
anong mga pinapanood nyo together?
Wait, i-highlight ko lang yung kaya nga po may importance sa mga violent or sa mga above age po na ano no, na nare-require nila na may parent or adult within while watching it, while accessing yung ano po yung ano. Hindi lang yun parang may katabi, pero kasi yun yung points na parang pag too much na for them na sa age nila, sa level nila, there's someone to explain what's actually happening and help them process bit by bit para mas naiintindihan nila. Yun po yung function ng mga parang guidance or mga parang warning na this movie should be watched with an adult. Hindi lang dahil may katabi ka dapat or may kasama ka sa room. Hindi po ganun yun. It's for us to help them process talaga yung mga maaaring difficult situations na napapanood nila. And i-highlight ko din, no, halimbawa, teach, o magbibigay ako ng example sa ano na lang, sa common household na lang na nanonood ng Batang Quiapo ni Mr. Coco Martin. 'Di ba, daming violent scenes doon. Nawala ulit yung audio mo. Ayan, okay na. Nawawala siya, Teach.
Baka
Hello?
choppy din yung
Ayan.
connection namin.
Ayan, okay na. Pero yun, yung mga gano'n na common household na napapanood, if you think about it, ang dami po dong barilan, ang dami po dong bloody. In fairness sa kanila, nag improve naman sila kasi pag it comes to being bloody and all that, bina-black and white nila. O kung napapansin niyo po yun kung napapansin niyo. Kasi that's one of the things that they want to, kumbaga, lessen yung pagiging gory or pagiging brutal ng scenes. Pero even yun, yung mga ganong bagay, dapat po pinapaliwanagan natin yung mga young kids natin, what they're seeing. Um, kung ano yung ibig sabihin nun or kung ba't nangyari. Or sometimes, yun nga, might as well, ano na lang din siguro, i-avoid natin yung mga too much kapag may kasama tayong ibang nanonood. Yun yung safest po talaga eh. Watch on your own na lang, wag na sa TV. Pag
Yeah.
alam nyo may mga younger people na makikinood. Kasi minsan, halimbawa po, naglalaro naman sila or may ginagawa naman silang iba. Pero mapapansin mo at certain parts of the TV, of the teleserye or whatever you're watching, hihinto sila at makikinood. Tapos yun yung usually yung mga grabe yung mga pangyayari, grabe yung mga
Siyempre
bagsakan ng
malakas eh, 'di
salita.
ba? Lalakas dun sa
Correct.
part na yun eh.
Correct, yung mga salitaan, yung mga murahan, 'di ba? Yun yung pa yung nakakatch nila. So maging maingat po tayo, mindful and sensitive kapag nai-expose yung younger kids po natin sa mga ganun po.
Yeah. So to that point, anong pwedeng takeaway ng parents? Number one is to really curate. Curate is yung piling-pili. Alam na alam mo lahat ng
Pinapanood.
mako-consume na
Mhm.
media ng anak nyo. And I'm not just talking about digital media ha. Even novels now. Oh my gosh, reader ka ba, Teacher Joy? Sobrang novel. Mahilig kasi ako sa novels. So, grabe, gulat na gulat ako na yung mga young authors ngayon. Grabe, halos PORN na
Yeah, may
yung
tinatawag dyan na
novel.
bago ngayon, Teach Soft, PORN.
Oh
Yan
my
na ang term
Jesus.
ngayon.
Medyo na,
Kasi
na-violate ako. So,
diba? No,
kasi
pero grabe, kasi ang bata nila, diba? Parang isipin mo, young writers tong mga to, and parang
oo.
seemingly, parang hindi naman dangerous yung una, yung novel na ginagawa. Tapos,
Oo.
in between, ayun, may soft PORN na
So,
ini-insert.
ang nakakagulat doon is they're actually marketed to the young adults, calling itself a young adult genre where Mami R na yan eh. Parang walang ganong
Correct.
rating ang books. So paano? So that's what I mean about really knowing all the media. And I mean all. Hindi siya micromanagement. It is really understanding what a child or person can process at certain skill levels of their cognition, their level of thinking at this point. Because, let's say, to to bring it back to one of my strongest feelings about screen time, diba? When I mean about thinking of the skill level is bakit nga ba bawal ang babies na mag-consume ng any digital media from 0 to 2? Bakit? dahil yung cognitive level nila at that time, hindi pa siya designed to absorb and accept and use any digital media. Kung ma-expose man sila doon, walang processing na nangyayari. Memorization lang ang nangyayari. And that's not a bad thing. Memorization is a great tool. But from 0 to 2 years old, ano bang kailangan nilang i-memorize, mga mami? Wala pang exam. So, ang mas
Yeah.
kailangan natin ay life skills because at that processing cognitive level they are at from 0 to 2, they just have no need for digital media. And learning happens with environment, with interactions, and hands-on manipulative play.
Correct.
Galit na naman ako, screen na
Yeah.
naman ang
And if I may add, Teach, yan yung factor dun sa regulation matters na take away ko din, ano, much of the challenges that we are seeing in our kids pag nasa ano na sila 3, 4 and up, that's precisely because naging mali yung culture na na-expose sila from 0 to 2. Kasi yung 0 to 2, as he said, napaka-important ng connection, napaka-important ng interaction dyan. Pero kung doon pa lang, papasukan mo sila ng passive watching, ng digital, na panoorin mo para may nagagawa ka, 'di ba? Para may activity ka, hindi na de-develop yung kailangan. So that by 3 to 4, 3 or 4 years na yung lumipas nun, mas marami na by that time sana yung meron silang skill. Pero kung yung 0 to 2 mo, naluto sila, nababad sila sa screen time lang, hindi na-develop yung tamang interaction, yung tamang connection, feeling safety. Ito yung kailangan nilang basic foundation para yung learning ng 3 to 4, mas
Yeah.
magawa nila, mas maging feeling safe sila to explore. Kids who are, yun nga, parang insecure or parang feeling na lagi silang lost, kitang-kita mo na dun sa 0 to 2, they were not attended as much as they really need. Physiologically, biologically, hindi enough yung naging training ng brain nila and connection. Kasi nga, yun nga, kung ang ginagawa mong pang babysitter ay ano, gadget or TV, yun yung nangyayari.
Exactly. So, ang mahirap i-absorb sa parents because mixed bag. The world is a mixed bag of people. Kasi there are children who may be less affected or they don't have as much as like an addictive personality toward gadgets. Na kahit ba na-expose sila nung 0 to 2, ang daming magsasabi na wala namang naging epekto sa anak ko eh. But a large amount of children are affected. Ang gusto ko na lang sanang maisip ng parents is, do you want to take that risk where hindi mo alam after 2 years old, isa ba yung anak ko sa magiging affected or not? Why take that risk? It is nearly the same risk to the brain as if pinainom mo nga ng, sabi ko to in a podcast like last year, na ang dami ding nagulat. Madami palang parents hindi alam na dapat hindi pinapainom ng tubig yung mga sanggol, okay, yung mga infants. Sabi, hindi ba dapat uminom ng water? That's why we're helping educate yung mga kababayan natin. Kasi marami talaga ang mga either maling akala or mali ang pagkakaalam about certain parenting practices because, let's admit it, ang daming unprepared parents naman talaga na. And who is ever ready, right? For parenting. No one is ever ready. But I mean, yung mga unplanned parents, na naging parents sila, mas lalong wala silang kaalam-alam kung paano magpalaki ng
Correct.
baby. But you should know that the exposure to their brain, the most important muscle in their bodies and to their life, if you introduce media that is not suited for their capacity from 0 to 2, it is like, ano pa ba kasing malubhang mga pinagbabawal sa mga baby kapag ganun? Kasi pagpapainom ng tubig, before 6 months or magsisigarilyo ka sa katabi ng
Papaligid.
nanay na,
Yeah.
sa katabi ng nanay na buntis or something, it's the same. You just don't see it yet because the phenomenon is not that old yet. Get mo? Medyo recent,
Yeah.
siguro mga 10 to 15 years. The studies are still ongoing, but with the few studies we already see intensely say the same thing. It is killing their brain matter. Ganon siya kalala. I'm not scaring you just to scare you na huwag kayong manood ng TV. I'm telling you because may pinapakita ng studies that yung iba talaga, let's say alam niyo yung brains, di ba may mga section yan. Nakikita na nila na meron ng parts ng brain ngayon na mas lumalaki at yung ibang parts ay nag-shrink. Kaya nagugulat tayo, I mean, may mga nagugulat na bakit ibang-iba na mag-isip ang mga bata ngayon? Gano'n natin sila pinalaki eh.
Correct. We allow for the exposure at a very young time or very young
Yeah.
age nila. So, 'di ba, yun yung nagiging effect kapag nasimulan mo talaga sa ganun. So, kaya,
Pero
yeah, intense na intense ang feeling mo against
oh my
Kareem.
gosh. Kasi madam, okay. So to give naman a perspective on, okay, fine. Kung meron ditong na-expose yung anak nila, unknowingly, 0 to 2, it's not a lost cause. Because the first thing you have to try is reset them first. Na parang, balik natin sila sa environment na tunay. Pwede naman. Why? Because of neuroplasticity. Teacher Joy, describe mo na
Yeah.
ba ang neuroplasticity sa followers mo?
Yes.
It is the capacity of the brain to keep making new connections as we get older. Kaya, there's no such thing as cannot teach old dog new tricks. You definitely can teach old dogs new tricks because of neuroplasticity. The brain will always respond kapag sinubukan mong turuan in the right ways. And ang dami ko ngang nakita na, advice ko pa lang sila, ay mommy, baka try natin mag-reset. Ang tinatawag ko parang digital rehab or screen rehab. It is not to remove gadgets forever, guys. I don't hate gadgets. I love gadgets. I love technology. But in child development, it has no place in learning from 0 to 2 years old. And then going back to what Teacher Joy said kanina about being a supervisor when watching, yung nakikita nyo, okay, from 3 years old, pwede na silang manood, pero dapat co-watching. Co-watching doesn't mean tinabihan mo lang yung bata. Co-watching means medyo o-observe mo, ay sobra yung reaction niya. Ay parang sobrang natatakot siya. Okay, let's pause it. Sige, let's maybe take a little bit at a time. Being responsive pa rin to the needs of the child while watching something. Are they overly affected by this? Are they affected because the colors are too intense, the feelings are too intense, the language is too intense? Then take a break or stop or pause and process. Oh, why did that scare you? Ano bang itsura sa'yo nun? Bakit ganun yung na-feel mo? Kasi mukhang galit na si daddy, no? Tas nananakit na siya. You know, that is post-processing with media. It is not simply co-viewing as in enjoying together. O, nag-enjoy ka nga. Yung anak mo pala halos nakatakip na nagtatago na sa blanket. Notice. Be mindful.
Mhm. And even that, no, moms, kasi some would, ayan, again, pupunta din dun yung bias again natin, no? Kasi sometimes, for a typical person, okay yun. Pero a child may react differently. And sometimes, eto na po, papasok na yung pagiging bias natin by saying na, wala naman nakakatakot dyan eh. Hindi naman yan scary. O, di ba? Parang,
Tayo!
yeah, correct, exactly, di ba? Pero if you see someone being discomfortable, uncomfortable na siya and starting to, have a meltdown, hindi mo siya pwedeng i-gaslight na hindi naman to nakakatakot, ano ka ba? It's so fun and sa'yo, yun yung experience mo. But yun nga yung sinasabi natin na maging mindful and responsive tayo kasi perhaps dahil different yung pag-process and yung stimulation na naging effect doon sa nervous system ng bata na yun, iba yung response niya. That also goes to say for everyone na may nakikita tayo na hindi same yung reaction as a typical person would. Alam mo yun nga, yung attendant ko na training, yun yung isang na-realize ko because my daughter, matatakotin siya sa insects. And yun nga yung isang natutunan ko na sometimes parang sobrang over yung response niya 'pag makakita ng ant, 'pag makakita ng langaw, ganyan. Pero yung na-realize ko dun na for that person, her brain alerted it as something na threat, as in threat kaya gano'n hindi sila
Yeah.
nag-o-OA, hindi
Mm.
sila nag-o-overreact, but their brain, decided and recognized that as a serious threat kaya sumigaw ng malakas, nagtatatalon, 'di ba, as if almost crying. And then sometimes yung gano'ng environment natin 'di mo ano ba 'yun ang OA naman, langgam lang 'yan, gano'n yung mga usual na maririnig mong response, which is also not helpful.
Yeah.
Kaya kung magiging mindful tayo, we have to respect na someone's nervous system is being alerted and on threat, kaya nagiging gano'n yung response nila. So we need to co-regulate and provide support rather than gaslight na, "Ano ka ba, hindi nakakatakot 'yan, gano'n. Yun kasi yung
Yeah.
usual ma'am siya, eh.
Yung mga hindi natin napapansin na I'm not saying that they say that to be mean to their child, but they say that because they think it will be a comfort to their child to show their child na there's nothing to be afraid of. Di nakakatakot ang ants. But hindi natin napapansin na, takot na takot ka siya. Nag-gaslight mo siya, di ba? So, again, Teacher Joy, if you want to give scripts for our mommies, what are better things to say? Maybe you can say, oh, I can see you're so scared of this ant. That ant has so many legs, for example. So acknowledge what could it be? What could be so scary about this thing? So even just validating their observations could be very comforting to the child. Now, oh, I knew it. See, there's sense to why I'm afraid of this ant. Pero saka mo, after acknowledging that, this is part of co-regulation. I don't know if you've had this topic with your followers, but so acknowledge that you're right. There is something super scary about this. And then what? But it's also so small and we're so big, right? I wonder if they're scared of us too, for example, 'di ba? So it's also like practice being creative with what is the language that your child speaks. How will your child understand how to process better?
Mhm, correct. And also among families, yun yung gusto kong i-highlight 'no, kasi like halimbawa kung meron kang two typical kids and one is not, yung gano'ng reaction nila can sometimes be seen by the siblings na parang ang OA niya nga. So
Mm.
napaka-important nung role natin to be a mediator in that and to model how to respond. Katulad nga nung sinabi mo, or just let them know, "Do you need to step out of the room? Okay, I'll
Yeah.
get it for you." Yung mga gano'n po 'no, rather than yung common yun talaga yung mga common kasi naga-gaslight talaga, eh. Hindi
Oo.
yan, hindi nakakatakot yun, walang "Halika na dito." Pipilitin mo pa siyang lumapit or
Mm.
umupo dun, uncomfortable na nga siya. So let's check kasi nga po, iba po yung nagiging response ng nervous system nila to something that they get triggered at hindi po nila pinipili yun.
Yeah.
Yung brain nila yung nagre-recognize na if something there is threatful to them, magre-respond sila as is. Hindi dahil nag-o-OA sila or alam mo yun, pinipili nilang ganun yung desisyon, but it's the brain telling them that there's a threat, there's a big threat here.
Yeah.
Kaya mag-react sila ng ganun.
Kaya nga yung sinasabi 'di ba nila na try to remember they are not trying to give you a hard time. They are having a hard time. If we reframe the mindset, it really will help you respond better, more supportively
Correct.
to your children.
Correct. And yun nga, you get into that situation that you're modeling for other kids kung may siblings sila, and then you're also helping and supporting that child. Kasi ikaw din, you learn to be a parent na mas responsive and hindi yung initial response mo na i-dismiss mo or 'di ba yun? Same goes po, ay babalik ko lang ulit dun sa mga jokes na meant to be disrespectful to even younger girls. 'Di ba? If you allow that a kind of environment for other, older brothers or siblings or mga other family members to just laugh at it, yun po yung sinusupport natin, yung sistema na pag meron kang seemingly joke against women, yung tatawanan mo lang, di mo papansinin, di mo siya i-call out, kahit na disrespectful na siya. So we should start at an early age na i-model din po sa household natin, sa family natin, na any disrespect, whether lalaki or babae, we do not tolerate, 'di ba? Hindi natin siya papayagan na gano'n-gano'n lang.
Okay. So naka 1 hour na tayo, Teacher Joy. What
Tingnan
do
mo?
you think? Nagko-Q&A ba kayo ng
I know,
followers mo?
actually, babasahin ko lang yung mga nagko-comment kasi nakakatuwa. They're also sharing their input. Sabi ni
Okay.
Daddy Vincent, tama po at turuan maging respectful, nice, and what's right. Kasi lumaki tayo sa action films na Pinoy, thinking that some comments and personalities are right and correct. Oo, yun yung
Mm-mm.
mataas na pagtingin natin kapag artista or kapag
Mm-mm.
kilala, 'di ba? Parang they have yun nga, parang a following na tama yung sinabi or okay lang yung sinabi kasi ganyan may position sila or something. Si Miss Nelia, may apo din, sobrang lagi siyang asking kung tama ba or not. Kaya dapat sa atin magmumula ang pagsasabi ng tama at mali. Totoo naman po yun. How we model. Nandiyan din si Sir Alfonso de Castro de Alban. Thank you, ay Castro de Alban. So, thank you po for joining us. Kung may questions, ay, ito pala, si Sir, Amazing Miles. Sabi niya, for you, Teacher Kay. Kaya we have a lot of work to do, Miss Kay. We need to go out of classrooms to extend the education that we do in the classroom to the parents and communities around us. Dumadami na lalo ang mga batang fall falling as neurodivergent kasi of the huge gap in good rearing practices have been happening. Educating the
Message
parents.
nyo lang ako. I do school workshops and seminars.
Yes, yan. Yeah, well, we're asking for any questions. Kung may, ay, meron palang isang question kanina. Wait, na-screenshot ko siya. Ito yung sabi niya, Teach. Hello, Miss Joy and Teacher K. I am from Ifugao Province. Do we have therapy centers here but not offering speech therapy? Mahirap po talaga na makakuha ng slot niyan since wala or I mean meron man pero iisa lang ang SLP. Is there any way we can help kids who need speech therapy if wala pa pong mahanap na SLP to cater their needs? Marami po nangangailangan dito pero umaasa lang po sila sa sked ng SLP. Yun nga lang, sobra pong tagal. Time is very essential po, pero these parents just want to rely on the expertise of the SLP. Please give us tips how to provide speech therapy at home.
Ako muna, ikaw. So,
Ikaw muna.
just top of my head, kung meron kayong kakayahan, because 'di ba nakakanood ka po nitong live stream natin, baka po meron din kayong kakayahan to try teletherapy, which is online therapy. Yan po ang karamihan ng kliyente ni Teacher Joy. We are working on something that can help connect Filipinos online to more clinicians. Eventually, mag-announce po kami kapag working na po siya. But another option is, sabi niyo po kasi, merong isang SLP. Pwede din pong kahit magpa-assess muna kay SLP, para bang makikiusap tayo kay SLP na pwede po kayang meron kayong isang slot na rolling slot. What does that mean? Usually kasi, kaya punong-puno lahat ng caseload ng SLP is, syempre kapag may pumasok sa yung bata, therapy is regular and continuous until such time na na-meet mo yung goals mo. Usually between, I don't know, minsan as early as 2 weeks na ma-discharge mo, pero 2 to, indefinite period of time, nasa iyo yung batang yun, meaning every week, captured na yung slot na yon. That's why we are trying to, well, at least in Always Therapy, we're trying to come up with a system where we can help more. If there are parents who are open to home programs or my household coaching services na hindi kayo necessarily mag-regular therapy, we will meet with you and do the check-ins at certain periods throughout the years. Throughout the year. Kung ilan pa man yung kailangan yung help. Because what is more important? The collaboration between professionals and the parents is that the professionals have the book knowledge and the current evidence from the most recent research, but who is more likely to implement it with the utmost consistency? Kayo, families. So, if there is a way where mapakiusapan si local SLP to have kahit one rolling slot sa caseload niya, wherein sige, yung ibang slots ay therapy, yung isang slot ay every week pwede kang tumanggap ng assessment, home program, whoever, para yung community nyo gumagalaw pa rin yung serbisyo. So that's my way of thinking. Ikaw, Joy.
Yeah, ako kaya din I continually inform and educate parents about while waiting, they can check out your pages. Si Teacher Jack, both you and Project Playtime teacher Mariel has been doing a lot of free videos to educate and to empower on a lot of different topics. Si Teacher Jack specifically has 4 major parent coaching topics that you can pay parang one time and then access the information, the materials, tapos pwede mong gawin sa bahay. And you've built a sobrang gandang library sa YouTube mo ng mga different topics mo. And ako naman, yung presentation that I do is more of inviting different guests on a monthly basis and then letting them speak and update people or my followers and other people as well yung mga recent practices, good practices na ginagawa nila or yung mga things. Halimbawa, sila Sir Alfonso's, I always ask them for help pagdating sa inclusive education and how to advance and understand it on a bigger scope kasi mas maraming parents pa talaga yung nangangapa when it comes to application ng inclusive education system sa atin. So, yung i-redirect ko rin sila and kino-connect ko sila dun sa other people that could be beneficial for them. Pero agree ako dun sa sinabi mo, bukod sa nag-i-encourage din ako ng itinerant practice, pinopost ko din yan kapag may mga ganyan na ng mga nagpa-practice and going to provinces. And saludo tayo dun sa mga na nagsistay sa provinces and nagpo-provide ng services doon, Teach.
Yeah. We are also coming up with an app where you can have learning materials by subscription. So parang andun na yung library kung may kailangan kang definition of something, basta we are working on something that will make it easier to access information. It's not gonna be the same as therapy, obviously, because therapy is human. Interaction is 100% still the most ideal way of getting your services. But if we are honest with ourselves, sitwasyon ng Pilipinas, ilang milyon tayo dito at 1,100 lang ang practicing SLP, there needs to be ways where we can reach more people. And that's what we're trying to develop innovatively with digital resources.
Correct. So nice. Okay. May gusto ka pa bang i-plug? So far, wala man
Wala
akong
naman.
questions na nakikita as of now. Pero thank you sa 45 plus viewers natin who have joined us. And ayan, wala naman nagko-comment. Pero kung may comment po kayo, ayan, heart si Mami Lee. Thank you for joining us for today.
Thank you,
Nakakatuwa.
Mami Lee! Hello
Yeah.
to Hero!
Correct. Nakakatuwa kasi, yun nga, we're trying to empower our communities and provide information na accessible talaga and free so that, mas marami pong matulungan. Lalo na po, alam natin na mahirap ang buhay ngayon, lalo na sa, magiging affected din tayo doon sa nangyayari sa Middle East, lalo na po kung nababalitaan niyo po yung pagtaas ng gas. And
Oo,
hindi
nakita
lang
ko kaninang umaga.
ay, nako,
Magsi-70
Titch.
na.
Nakakaloka, Titch. At
Nakakaloka.
isipin niyo po to kahit hindi po kayo naggagas, kahit hindi po wala kayong kotse, kahit affected po tayong lahat. Kasi lahat po nang nakadepende dun sa gas, magtataas. Obviously, yun po yung
Kuryente, mamaya.
Correct, 'di ba? So lahat tayo talaga affected kaya ipagdasal po natin na sana po ay magkaroon na ng kapayapaan sa
Sa
Middle
North
East.
Africa, yes.
Yes, sa nangyayari po na 'yan para 'di ba makabalik tayo sa yung previous or kahit papaano new normal natin na mas maayos kaysa yung sa ngayon. Kasi ang dami ring naiipit talaga do'n sa gulo. Katulad yung mga nasa stranded po sa Middle East na hindi dahil nga close yung airspace nila tapos very limited yung movement. So ang dami talagang affected yung mga kabuhayan and all that mga kababayan po natin there. Ayun. Teacher K, I'm so thankful for this chance and opportunity to have this live with you.
Yeah, finally. Thank you.
And for any future comments, check out nyo po yung page po ni Teacher K.
Teacher K
And
Talks, yeah.
yes, sa lahat po ng social media. It's also the same, di ba, Teach? For all social media
All.
platforms.
Pero
Teach.
ang yung may long form videos talaga, kung gusto nyo talaga, maming andun na yung technique, nandun kung bakit ito effective, kung kanino ito babagay, at mga paraan na pwede niyong i-try sa bahay. Kung type niyo yung mga ganong long form video, yun po yung mga nasa YouTube. Kasi nung nasa Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, syempre, maikli na yung
Shorter yung
nagbago. So,
correct,
yeah.
shorter talaga.
Teacher K-Talks po yun lahat.
Alright, and i-shoutout ko lang si Sir Eugene of Amazing Miles. Had fun listening to this. Hello from Illinois. Ang bongga. Oh, and
Illinois,
eto,
wow. Global
nag-com
po si Teacher Joy.
at eto nag-comment si Mami Lee Teach. Meron siyang ano sa'yo, sample teacher.
Sample ano,
Singer yan.
ay,
Singer yan.
kala ko, ano,
Yon.
sample, lotion? Anong sample, Saisa?
Sample daw ng ano, a short song daw.
Pagmulat ng mata. Alam mo ba yun?
Tibot.
Batibot, sa batibot.
Ayan, pinagbigyan ka na, Mami Lee, ah. Lakas mo kay
Oh.
Teacher K, ah. Iniritan ka ng batibot. Ayun, and I'd like to say na meron pa po tayo at meron pa po akong, ayun, dalawa pala in relation po to dun sa, ano, i-share ko. In relation sa Women's Month, eto po, nakakatuwa tong collaboration ko with Sir Jerome Bautista. OT din siya teach with
Mhm.
the FB page na Go OT Go, and nagpo-provide siya ng free OT parent coaching sa mga parents. Ayan. So I had the
Free?
privilege.
Wow!
Yeah, parent coaching. Kaya din nakakatuwa yung ano, growth din ng page niya and ng mga followers niya kasi nagpo-provide siya ng mga specific activities talaga. So, share ko lang po, ito po yung second part ng collaboration. The first part is he did a talk about boys naman, preparing yung changes, physical
Mm.
changes, puberty and adolescent in neurodivergent boys. And this is our part 2 that will happen on March 25 naman po. I'll be preparing a talk to help parents prepare their kids na papunta na sa adolescent bilang yung panganay ko teach ay ayun na pumunta na
Papunta
sa
na doon.
yeah, nandun na sa
Oo.
puberty eh. So I want to spread information, help other people to make the necessary kahit initial ano lang steps lang to prepare themselves and their kids. Yan. So inviting kung may girls kayo 6, 8, 7, 8 and above po, please join us, free din to as FB live sa page na ito and will be uploaded sa YouTube. So after this, yung next na event is 28 with Amazing Miles, yung isang guest natin from Illinois. They will share naman yung kanilang amazing story, awesome story nila because he has a child in the spectrum din. That's all for this month. Ikaw, meron ka pa bang gustong for this month? Baka may naisip ka? Okay na, all good?
Oo, wala.
Always therapy. Always therapy. Check out niyo po. Ayun, at meron na po silang social media sa Facebook pa lang ba, Teach? Or lahat na rin?
Ano,
Facebook.
Instagram and Facebook, always therapy.
Okay, yan. Check out niyo po yan. All, as in lahat, and then ways, and then therapy center po. Baka kasi ang isipin nila ay yung always na
Oo,
word
as
eh.
in, panghabang buhay, ganon. Well, panghabang buhay na lahat ng paraan ng
Oh!
pagko-communicate.
I like that. Wait lang, bago tayo mag-close, let's close with how you came up with the name. May gusto mo bang i-share? Ang ganda kasi. I love it.
Yun, because of my pandemic reawakening talaga, naisip ko na if you go by very traditional management systems where napag-usapan ko kanina, 'di ba? A lot of the people still follow the medical model of intervention na napansin ko na palayo ako ng palayo. I don't agree with a lot of the neurotypical based goals. Is naisip ko na parang ang nagiging pattern sa buhay ko tsaka sa practice ko ngayon is really respecting all the different ways, all the different types of communication for people to live their lives always. That's it.
Kaya ang ganda. All, as in lahat po all, and then ways. Always Therapy Center. So, check out nyo po yan sa The Strip, Circulo Verde, Quezon City. And shout out ulit kay Vincent Rocha, our mayor, and your boss. Hello sa pagiging, thank you sa pagiging supportive sa ating community. And we wish you a blessed Sunday. Umuulan po now. So, may you be blessed for the rest of this day. And we hope to see you on our next event po. Thank you so much, Teacher
Thank you,
K.
Teacher
Mwah!
Joy.
Thank you and
Mabuhay.
yes. Bye. Bye everyone.